Today's video is brought to you by Hellofresh, and with Hellofresh you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Hellofresh makes cooking fun, easy, and affordable, and that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. We got a Hellofresh box, and my favorite meal was easily the chicken and spinach pasta. First of all, the food is delicious. Everything tastes like you bought it that day at the grocery store, but you can save a ton of time. Not only do you get all the ingredients, but the chicken tenders, for example, were pre-cut, so you didn't have to waste time cutting them yourself. Hellofresh is also sustainable. One thing I noticed compared to other meal kits, for example, is that Hellofresh has sustainable packaging and vacuum sealed proteins, meaning that the food lasts longer and there's less of a rush to cook it. Right now you can go to hellofresh.com and use the code ECKHARTS14 to get 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. The link to that will be in the description. Again, as someone with kids, I really recommend meal kits. It's a way to move away from fast food and eat healthy, while also still saving some time and making cooking accessible for even people who aren't too savvy already. Thanks to Hellofresh, on with the content. Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. I had an ordinary lore video planned for today. That's actually what the sponsor thinks I'm putting out. That will maybe be a nasty surprise for them. But Disney Parks released a new video about their Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser hotel, and the reception has been not great. YouTube's done the whole remove dislikes thing, but you can see there's only 2.1 thousand likes with 100,000 views. Usually like a 1:10 ratio is what you're looking for. You can tell there are a lot of dislikes here, and in my opinion, for good reason. So for those who missed my prior coverage of the Galactic Star Cruiser, it's basically a self-contained hotel, sort of like Galaxy's Edge adjacent, that costs anywhere from $4,800 US all the way up to $6,000 for a 2-night experience. $6,000 I think is a family of 4. That's American as well. $4,800 is a family of 2. So it's quite a pricey experience, and based on that, I think a lot of people were expecting a pretty spectacular presentation here, and suffice to say that's not what we got. So I'm going to go through and we are going to watch this new promotional video. I'm also going to talk about some stuff I read on the website. I'll give my thoughts, and I also just want you guys honestly to give your thoughts as well, as Anne and Sean take us through this experience. And if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know. I don't want you to just to go with what I say. If this looks cool to you, please let me know, because I think the premise is interesting. So the idea is you drop your car off, it's taken away by a valet, and you're immersed in this experience. And that sounds cool. If you're going to live Star Wars for 2 days, I think that helps justify the price tag. My main issues are twofold. One, it doesn't really feel like they focused on making you live that experience. It feels like, and I'll play the video in a second, it feels like they're focused on making you surrounded by things that look like Star Wars, and for 2, I don't think they even did a good job of that. So, again, let's let Anne and Sean take us on an adventure. I'm not going to spend my time ripping on them. They're trying their best. It's not good, it's really not, but they're, you know, they're trying. I've never seen the Goldbergs, you know, I've seen it before or after things, but, so we get this first shot here, and I think my boy Billy in the comment section actually does my job for me and explains, as much as I love Star Wars, they've yet to show something worth the price tag of $5,000. And that's exactly my thought when I see this image. This doesn't look like Star Wars. This looks like space conflict, or this looks like what Disney would have made for their Star Wars mocking experience before they got the Star Wars brand. Star Wars has a certain aesthetic, it's got a certain feel to it. Whether you do the original trilogy, the prequels, or the sequels, none of it looks like this. This looks like Battlestar Galactica, or Star Trek, or space conflict, as I mentioned, not Star Wars. They got the screens right, I will say. They kind of got the 80s aesthetic there. But I mean, not only does this not look like Star Wars, it just looks really, really cheap. You do get a bit of a feeling with that in Galaxy's Edge too. Some of it feels really good. Like I think when you're in the Millennium Falcon going on the whatever the ride is called, you do feel like that's a good curated experience. But this, like, this is what they're focusing on. Maybe it's because it's not fully completed yet, but like these aren't real, like I just don't know. Again, the screens are cool, but... And I will mention too, like, some of the concepts for this are interesting. So like, I give credit to the fact that the idea that each room gets its own view. That's cool. I really like that. So obviously you don't actually go in space. Somebody in the frequently asked questions on the website did actually wonder out loud, apparently, whether you go in space. You do not. But of course, you do have this sort of simulated experience outside you. Ships fly by. You can actually go to StarWars.com and see which ships. Obviously, for their $6,000 hotel experience, they didn't bother to model any new ones. They're all Rise of Skywalker models. But whatever. It's a cool idea. Anyway, and that is cool too. But when you kind of get this, when you watch this video, for me it feels like the main focus is doing hotel things in a Star Wars environment rather than actually having a curated Star Wars experience. Like if I were the director of the Imagineers or whomever is making this Star Wars experience, my main goal would be to deliver something that is uniquely Star Wars, not just in a Star Wars setting. This is also something that Galaxy's Edge fails at, but probably doesn't also try to achieve just because it's a full park, not a more curated and limited experience. Like, some of it looks like Star Wars, but a lot of it is just like you're walking around and shopping. And any of the actual events are extra and rather disconnected. And this is a really good example of this. I'll just play this because this is like a big portion of their video, so it must be important. Let's see what they're going to reveal to us. And it is a singing Twi'lek singing a very non-Star Wars song. This is like, as I said, this is space conflict, not Star Wars. No hate to the singer, I'm sure she's great, but, you know, let's just listen for a second. And again, like, also, none of this looks like Star Wars either. If you go back to the bar here, I think that's a good example where it's like, it's more of a parody. Like, they almost understand the basic things that make Star Wars look like Star Wars, like this sort of Death Star-esque lighting here, and the idea that Star Wars drinks are sometimes served in, like, capsule-like containers, but everything just has this really cheap look to it. But yeah, like I was saying, if I were going to curate an experience, it would be just that, an experience. So it would almost be, not only are you entering the Galactic Star Cruiser, you're also entering your own story. So we can see in this image right here, and sorry for jumping around the video so much, I'll make sure I link it down below if you guys are interested. For one, I do think it's cool that they have options for people who have disabilities or who are old or whatever else, or children. That's very important too. But one thing that I noticed in the frequently asked questions on the website is that they encourage people to dress up and do whatever they can to get into the experience. Now that's good, but for an event like this that's catering to such a select group of fans, I think it would be really cool if they took it to the next level, and instead of just suggesting that people bring their own outfits, at the beginning of the experience, you choose maybe like one of 5 different classes or outfits. So like maybe you can choose like the pilot's outfit like this, or the smuggler's outfit like this. Obviously Disney can't really force you, or the Jedi outfit like this. Obviously Disney can't force you to wear any specific outfit, at least I don't think so. Disney can probably do what it wants though. But if they provide you with things to your size that fits in and they heavily encourage it, man, you know, that's a really good start to creating a more immersive experience. One of my other big issues though is that it doesn't seem like they've done anything besides offer a hotel experience with a Star Wars layer of paint, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. So there are other events, but they're very, very similar to what you get at Galaxy's Edge. Some of them I think actually take place at Galaxy's Edge, where you can go via a shuttle. So for example, you can pay an extra few $100s to build your lightsaber or to build a droid, which is cool, I guess, but it's not really that immersive, especially on its own without some overarching story. So aside from just choosing a class and whatever else, if I were designing the experience, I would have a story that's being told throughout the 2-day event. Now, that does probably make everything less interesting to go on after the first time you visit the hotel, because subsequent viewings you're already going to know the quote-unquote story, but the first time you're there, you're going to really be immersed, which I think is key, instead of welcome to the new world. It's just, I just don't understand. It's not good. For $6,000 for 2 nights, it's not good. It's Star Wars it's a hotel experience with a coat of off-brand Star Wars paint. And the other thing that I want to mention too is that even with the extensive price tag, they're nickel and diming you at every opportunity. So one example, if you go on the website, is instead of, if you're eating at the lounge, for example, again, there's only 100 cabins on here. You share a cabin, or you share a table in the lounge with another family unless you pay the $30 or whatever it is to go up to the captain's table. So that's just like an example where you could use lunch as a way to make a cool experience. Like, this is 2 days. You could have a very, very tight timetable that most people opt into, but instead it's like you're trying to charge people $30 to not eat with random people from the next room over. So I don't want to talk about this too much. I don't want to sort of belabor the point, but it's just such a disappointing thing. And it kind of made me realize this experience isn't really tailored for Star Wars fans. It's tailored for rich people or wealthy people or people who are really into like vacations and Disneyland experiences, who want something that's different. So I think Star Wars is just a convenient name because it provides the Starcruiser idea. You could have very well done like the Hogwarts experience where you're inside Hogwarts for 2 days, but it's just weird. I also want to take a quick second to look at the lightsaber training video, so I'm going to flip to that right now. And again, this is just like, I just feel like they have to be able to do better than this. For $6,000, like, even this guy showing it doesn't look very excited. I don't know, it's just like, we get some more looks at the inside of the craft as well, and I just feel the same. Like, this is a premium experience that, I will say, like, as I mentioned earlier, the stuff they did with the screens itself looks really cool. The guy playing with the buttons, less so. But I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh on the Starcruiser Hotel. Let me know what you think. Let me know if they should have at least bothered to design some new starfighters for the battles outside. I don't know. Sorry for a different video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys did enjoy my last talk about Disneyland stuff, so maybe you'll enjoy this too. Until next time, though, have a good one, be safe, and may the Force be with you.